their way into English. I think I can truly said of you, Reza, that you have a passion for the Persian language, as Reza has been compiling an encyclopedia of Persian words for 18 years, and he envisages another 10 years to go. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay, well, look, enough from me, and now please join me in welcoming Reza Jazar.
Thank you very much, everyone. As this lady introduced me, my name is Reza Jazar. I am a mechanical engineer working at automotive, and also I'm a teacher. But my passion is Persian boards. I've been working on Persian boards for maybe 20 years and 10 more years to go. But anyway, that's other subject. Today I want to take your time briefly talking about Persian words in English, the roots and why we have some words in English. Basically, I will talk about history, the background, why words are moving from Persian to English or vice versa. 5 minutes, and the rest of it some examples. Another 8 minutes, and talking about common words, which is not necessarily Persian or English, but it is common between two languages. Another 5 minutes. There are 3 stages for this transfer of words from this culture to the other culture. One of them is because of migration of people, which happened 6,000 years ago. And then we have land migration, which happened 2,500 years ago. And then the third part is business migration, which happened 1,000 years ago to 500 years ago. And they go talk about these. Well, everything happened around 6,000 years ago or 8,000 years ago when people started moving because of cold weather from Russia to some better land here, and then 4,000 BC they moved to other countries. This is us who came here. The same people moved to India, and the same moved here to Turkey and Greece, and then Europe. Later on, they moved to other countries like British, here, and then Spain, and so on. So the root of all of us comes from here. And because of this separation, 6,000 years ago, we carried some common words from here. This is the first stage, migration of people. So I will talk about some words that is common between all of us at the end of the speech. To understand what happened in the second stage, you have to take a look on this area. This is Persia, 500 BC, and if you look at this, this is Turkey, Greece, Egypt, and other lands like Syria, Israel, and so on. Same area is here, 200 BC. So this land belonged to Persian Empire for a long time. They were speaking in Persian, and after a while, Rome or European country took over. People were living there, so because of this, some language, some words moved to Europe and then moved to the other English-speaking. 700 AD, this is the same area, as you can see, and this is Islamic Empire. This is business time, the third stage of moving languages. Any of these stages has some common words. Like the first one is mother. You know every language is speaking or calling mother the same. The second part are something that I'm going to talk about. The third part like some word like caravan. Everybody knows what is caravan. Caravan comes from this stage. And that's the road for business. Okay, to make it short, I want just to mention a few words which is interesting to everybody. The first one is Shiraz. Everybody knows Shiraz. I love it. And Shiraz is capital of love, home, wine, specifically. This is Shiraz, and this is current era. Another word which is common, everybody can talk about that, is pajama. Very interesting. It's coming from Persian language. Pajama comes from hai jame. Hai is leg, and jame means dress or whatever you put on. So pajama is actually what you put on, like pants, for example. But in English, probably they call both of these two pajama. But this part is just pajama. This is for the second stage of what I said. Another interesting word is candy or sugar. Both of them are Persian. Candy comes from same meaning, sugar, shakar, and so on. Everybody knows what is candy, sugar. Very delicious word, shish kebab. Shish, there are some different ideas. This is my idea. Shish in Persian means 6. And kebab is whatever you make these stick and put together, barbecue and so on. So if you go somewhere and you ask for shish kebab and there are just 5 pieces, it is wrong. It must be 6 pieces. Another interesting word is paradise, that comes from Persian paradis. Any beautiful area, beautiful land, or a garden surrounded by a wall is called paradise or paradis. In Arabic they call that firdos, the same meaning. Another interesting word is God. You can't believe that God is actually a Persian word. God was Goda with A at the end in the past. Later on A dropped. And then Goda became God or God. This is what we have, but it comes from Khoda, divided by 2 words. Khod means self, A means coming, so something that came by itself means Goda or God. Everybody knows that. Because of my job, I love this. This is manganik or terebushe, catapult, different name, different culture, but the origin name is manganik. Manganik is Persian word, but it is the root of mechanic. I'm a mechanical engineer. You are mechanic if you can operate this device. So mechanic is the name of person who can operate this device. But today, different meaning. Okay, to make it better, I stopped talking about those words. I'm going back to the root, some word that is common between every culture. One of them is mother, as I mentioned. These are mother in different language. All of them are the same, just different dialect or accent. The same is brother, the same is father. We call that pedar in Persian, but both of them are the same. Because you can guess these words, I stop here, I go to something much more interesting. All of these cultures, Indo-European communities, we have 7 words to count a week. So week is a common word for everybody, and there are 7 days. Each day has a specific name. Take a look on the names here. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so on. Let me talk about that. Take a look on different accent or wording of these days in different languages. Let me stop here, for example, in Spanish or Italian. Lundi, Monday, or Monday, so you can guess that these words are coming from space. At least Sunday is very clear. In English, probably you don't know what is Wednesday, but if you go here, you understand that it is coming from Mercury, and Thursday comes from Jupiter. Friday comes from Venus. Saturday is Saturn. So let me take a look on this. Moon, Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn. Let me clarify. If you are with naked eye, you look at sky. There are just 7 particles that moves. Everything else is a stop there. Just 7 moving particles. Each of them is a god and has a name. These are those 7. That's why 7 is a lucky number. 7 angels are watching us, moving around, and so on. Okay, because I'm a teacher, I have to ask a question. The order of the name of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and so on are not in order that we have. Take a look. This is heliocentric, means sun is at the center, stationary, and everything else is moving. These are 7 particles that we see. Number 1 is Sunday. Number 2 is here. Moon, Monday. And then 3, the 3rd day of the week is here. 4th is here. 5th here, 6th here, 7th here. That's not, in that time you could see. You could see this. This is Geocentric means Earth is at the center, everything else is moving. Now take a look on the order of the days of the week. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. They are not in order, not geocentric, not heliocentric. If anybody can tell me why we picked the order, as I said, I give you A. Any idea? Excellent, excellent. You deserve an A. What's your name? Maya, you're A. Okay, in general, there are more than 1,500 words coming from Persian in English, and you can get the list in Wikipedia. I just stop talking anymore. If you have any question, please let me know. Thank you.